Hi, I'm Jim Camposano, and this is the 2013 Super Chevy Suspension and Handling Challenge presented by Nito Tire. We're here at historic Willow Springs Raceway in Southern California, and we're going to test 3 classic Chevrolets with modern suspension parts and pit them against the 2013 Camaro SS. We've got an Art Morrison Enterprises 69 Camaro with its new independent rear suspension. We've got the Church Boys Racing 63 Nova convertible with a battery of its great new parts. Bolt-on stuff, we love it. And then we've got a 4,000-pound 71 Malibu wagon with Global West suspension parts, and we know that's going to handle great. We're going to put these cars through a battery of tests, including skid pad, slalom, and then we're going to throw them on the course here at the streets of Willow. This is going to really bring out the best in all of these cars, and we're going to see if there's any shortfalls as well. And we're going to put them up against the 2013 Camaro SS and see if we can take a vintage Chevrolet product and really add the best modern aftermarket components and make a giant slayer out of them.
I'm Mary Posey, and I'm here on behalf of Super Chevy Magazine, and we're here for our 6th annual suspension shootout here at Willow Springs, California, and the track is Streets of Willow. We've got 4 cars here to choose from today, and of the 4, we have a 69 Camaro belonging to Art Morrison Enterprises engineer, Matt Jones, and they've got their brand new, it's a fully adjustable rear suspension, independent rear suspension, which is kind of cool, one of the new highlights for them. Church Boys brought a, I believe it's a 62 or 63 Nova, could be wrong on the year, but it's a great car and it's showcasing their suspension product. And of the 4th car, that was a Global West shod vehicle, equipped vehicle, and that was 2 tons of fun. It's a 1971 Chevelle station wagon. First car I'm going to talk about is the Church Boys Nova, and I swear, if somebody could figure out a way how to fit a larger wheel and tire combination underneath that platform, they would have a car that I think would pretty much supersede the Camaro as being the it car for the aftermarket industry as far as getting one to handle and get around a corner. The only thing limiting this car, I believe, would be the wheel and tire combination, because it's hard to get that car to stick going around a corner and actually behave more so like the Camaros that have the larger wheel and tire combo. What's good about the Church Boys Nova is that they didn't overpower it with a monster engine and drivetrain. They sat there and they said, you know, we realize the limitations of this car. We can get this car to handle, and we don't need to sit there and put mega horsepower and monster torque behind the wheels of this thing. That was a good thing. It made the car very, very pleasant to drive. Everything worked. And I really enjoyed driving this car around the track. It was very compliant, got the job done, and I could see this car being a real fun, especially with the suspension, being a real fun addition to anybody's quiver with their car arsenal. Global West, what's cool about the Global West Chevelle is that Global West put their coilover package on the vehicle. It is a Weldon coilover package. It's not a bolt-in. There are some modifications. It's a permanent package on this car. And they pretty much designed this package and this coilover product specifically with that wagon in mind. They're running some spring rates that you would say, you know, there's no way you'd be running this on just your Joe average street car, but I'll tell you, for that car, it worked perfect. And excellent product. It got the job done. I like that car because I could back it into a corner, coming down the hill here at Streets. You know, you're thinking this thing is just gonna, it's not gonna want to turn, and you basically would take a late apex coming around corners, and that thing would just sit there and bite, kick in. You could dirt track it out. You could drive it sanely, or you could just drive it monster stupid, and you could get away with murder with that car. It'd like to wag the tail a little bit, but the fact that you have got more weight on the back of that car than you do on the front, that's to be expected. But it's a suspension package that I don't think is going to get anybody in trouble. You could drive this car 12 tenths, and I think you could still have a real fun time and not poop your pants and scare yourself half to death. The last car that I tested would be the Art Morrison Enterprises '69 Camaro. This has their brand new rear suspension clip underneath it. It is an independent rear suspension, and I've driven other vehicles that have had that have actually been converted from a solid axle car to an IRS. I'll say by far, this is the absolute best car that has this package on it that I have ever driven. I was very impressed with this car, and I'll say it's got rear steer, which is kind of interesting because you don't expect a '69 Camaro to want to plant itself behind, make corrections, and then continue on up a hill or down a hill or track out after a corner. I mean, this car basically thinks for you, and it really behaves as such. This is the next generation of suspension. This is where we are going to be headed in the future, is companies like AME that are going to be putting together something other than aftermarket leaf springs, a 3-link, a 4-link, and I have never been in a more compliant, more willing car, I'm going to have to say, in my entire life. And that I even include my own car as that.